I was about to lose my girlfriend, but the solution didn't come from a relationship guru. It came from anime. A few months after I started dating Alex, I had to move states for a job, and just like that, we were long distance, and I was terrified. My last relationship ended because I couldn't handle distance relationships. I could not let that happen with Alex. I tried every tip, but the chats kept getting shorter and the silence just got longer. One night after work, I watched an anime called 5 cm per second, and I saw two characters, Takaki and Akari, dealing with the same thing, but in the 90s. An era without FaceTime and social media, and they did some simple things that changed everything. So I stole their strategy, and I tweaked it to suit me, and it saved my relationship and made it stronger than ever. This is how an anime couple taught me to fix my long distance relationship. I communicated regularly with her. Takaki and Akari were a long distance apart, but they made sure to send letters regularly. In those letters, they shared the tiny details of their life, like when Akari told him that she got her hair short, or when she told him about the weather. They made sure they updated themselves on their lives, and the letters were a good way to close the distance. I wasn't a phone guy, and Alex loved to chat, but when I didn't return the energy, she started fading, and after I watched the anime, I knew that it was my fault, so I decided to change. I started calling her a lot, and she really loved it. She loved the video calls too. In those calls, she'd tell me about her day, how she felt like killing her boss, and all the little things that happened during the day, and I loved listening to her ramble. It was fun. My calls with Alex helped us to close the distance, but I knew that doing the same thing over and over will eventually get boring, so I found things that we could do with each other over a distance. There was a word game that Alex was obsessed with, and she played it every day. One day I asked her, "Have you played the word game today?" And she said no, and I said, "Let's play it together." She seemed confused and she asked me, "How will we do that?" I then said, "You tell me the letters they want you to form the word with, and I'll write it in my notepad. You'll also tell me how many 3-letter words are there, how many 4, 5, and 6-letter words are there, and we can form the word together." And she said okay, and we did that, and it was fun. The call lasted for 5 hours. I also knew that she liked to read a lot of erotica novels, and I told her, "Send me the novels so that I'll read it to you." And then I voice acted the novels and made some cursed sounds, and she loved it. She always looked forward to the days when I felt like reading her novels out loud. She said, "It's like having my own exclusive audiobook." Sometimes I'd be in a video call with her while I was cooking or while I was dressing up before I went out, and she sometimes picked my outfits and I picked hers. I just copied what Akari and Takaki did. They shared some activities over a distance. For them, it was books and watching the cherry blossoms fall. For us, it was very dramatic audiobooks, video calls, and word games. We were coping with the distance, but we needed to see each other in person, so I made plans to see her. In December that year, I traveled to her state for something else, and when I was done, I went to her university and called her. She picked up the call and asked her, "Are you at school right now?" "I'm at the gate." And she said, "Really? Are you joking?" And I said, "Meet me downstairs." And when she came downstairs and saw me, she ran as fast as she could and jumped on me. I fell on my back because she basically speared me. Then I said, "Are you free now?" And she said, "I'll skip all the lectures I have today." And I said, "Don't do that. Attend the lectures, and when you're free, come to this hotel." And then I left. In the evening, she sent a text telling me, "I'm outside your hotel." And I invited her into my room and we talked a lot with each other. Before we went to bed, she wanted me to read our books to her in person, and then I turned it into a full-blown theater play. I'm sure if people were outside our room, they'd be really confused and curious. She said, "It's way better in person." And I said, "Yeah. Nothing beats being with each other physically." I decided to close the distance permanently by applying for a remote job. Akari and Takaki made plans to see each other too. They set a date to meet each other, and even though Takaki's train was delayed because of the bad weather, they met each other and they spent the night together. That was the last time they saw each other because they were kids and they couldn't close the distance permanently or talk to each other regularly because of the tech of their time. Takaki also had to move to Kagoshima because of his dad's job, so the distance kept growing. All these tips will be useless if you don't follow the most important tip. You and your partner have to trust each other. Whenever I told Alex I was hanging out with a female friend, she was always looking for the tiniest detail. Always saying, "Why are you hanging out with her? Can't you stay home? Is she prettier than me? Let me see what she looks like." And I had to tell her, "Alex, relax, I'm yours. You don't need to worry about anything." And I backed up my talk. I always checked in, sent pictures, and I was completely honest with her. After a while, instead of being suspicious, she was curious about them. Takaki and Akari also trusted each other. When Takaki and Akari made plans to see each other, Takaki's train was delayed by snowstorms, but he didn't go back home because he believed Akari would wait for him. Akari also waited for him at the train station because she believed he'd show up, and after a very long time, 3 hours after they planned to meet, they met each other, and everything he went through to see her was instantly worth it. So that's the way anime taught me to save my relationship with Alex. If you're struggling with distance, I hope my story gives you 1 or 2 ideas. Let me know in the comments what's been hardest for you. For more on dealing with tough emotions, I've got a video on how anime teaches you to handle heartbreak right over here. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to take care of yourself, drink water, watch anime, and have fun. And I'll see you in the next video. Jane!